Hello everyone. Today inshallah we will talk about the first lesson in trigonometry, which is trigonometric identities. First, we want to remember the trigonometric functions and its reciprocal. First we have so, ka, to, and we said S here its sign equals opposite over hypotenuse. And we said here C, its cosine equals adjacent over hypotenuse. And finally, tangent equals opposite over adjacent. And we said we have here another rule of tan, which is here we have tan theta equals sine theta over cosine theta. And it's very, very important. Okay? And we talk about its reciprocal. Okay? We said here the reciprocal of sine, reciprocal, it means reciprocal of S, which is C. So sine theta here, it will be 1 over cosec, or it means here we have cosec, which is 1 over sine theta. Okay, here we have C and S, C reciprocal of S. Okay, and we talk about sec theta, which is reciprocal of cosine, 1 over cosine. And finally we talk about cotan, which is reciprocal of tan. Okay, and we said here we have tan equals sine theta over cosine theta. It means here cotan theta equals, we said reciprocal or exchange, make the numerator denominator and the denominator will be numerator. So here cotan theta will be cosine over sine. So cotan here equals cosine theta over sine theta. Okay? Also we talk about the unit circle, and we said it's a circle, its radius length is 1 centimeter. So we have here radius length equals 1 centimeter. Okay, if we have here right angled triangle like this, first we have here, as we said, the radius length here is 1. Okay, and this part we called it x, and here we have y. Okay, from Pythagoras theorem we studied in the last term, here we have x power 2 plus y power 2 equals 1 power 2, which is 1. So we have here x power 2 plus y power 2 equals 1. Okay, and we said if we have here angle theta, here we want to get sine theta and cosine theta. Sine theta here will be opposite over hypotenuse, which is opposite here will be y over 1. So here we have sine theta equals y over 1, which is y. Okay, cosine theta adjacent over hypotenuse, which is x over 1, which is x. So here we have cosine theta equals x. By substitution, here we have x power 2, so cosine power 2 theta plus y power 2, it means sine power 2 equals 1. And here is the first trigonometric identities. Okay, so we have here cosine power 2 plus sine power 2 equals 1. From this equation, if we want to get cosine power 2, okay, it's an equation. To get cosine power 2, move sine power 2 in the other by negative. So if we want to get cosine power 2 theta, it will be 1 minus sine power 2 theta. Okay, if we want to get sine power 2, it means also 1 minus move cosine power 2, it will be cosine power 2 theta. Okay, so here if we want to get the value of cosine power 2 theta, it will be 1 minus sine power 2. If we want to get sine power 2, it will be 1 minus cosine power 2. So here is the base. Okay, it's the first trigonometric identity. Okay, from this equation, if we want to divide the equation by cosine power 2. Okay, here we have cosine power 2. يبقى here, let's take here equation number 1. يبقى divided equation number 1 by cosine power 2 theta. We have here, so cosine power 2 theta divided cosine power 2 theta plus sine power 2 theta over cosine power 2 theta equals 1 over cosine power 2 theta. Okay, here cosine power 2 divided cosine power 2 equals 1 plus sine power 2 over cosine power 2. We have rule we studied in the last year. Here we have 10. Here we have another rule of 10, which is sine over cosine. Okay, so we have here tan theta, tan any angle equals sine of this angle over cosine of this angle. Okay, what about cotan? As we said here, cotan cosine over sine. Okay, let's substitution here. Here we have sine power 2 over cosine power 2. It means tan power 2. Okay, equals 1 over cosine. 1 over cosine, reciprocal of cosine. Here we have c, so its reciprocal is sec. Okay, here cosine power 2, it means sec power 2 theta. And this is the second trigonometric identities. Okay, okay. What about if we divided equation number 1 by sine power 2? So divided equation number 1 by sine power 2. It means here we have cosine power 2 theta over sine power 2 theta plus sine power 2 theta over sine power 2 theta equals 1 over sine power 2 theta. Okay, cosine over sine. Here reciprocal of tan, which is cotan. So here we have cotan power 2 theta plus here 1 equals 1 over sine, reciprocal of sine, reciprocal of s, which is c, cosec. Here we have power 2. Okay, and this is the third trigonometric identities. So we have here number 1, as we said here, wait a minute. Here we have the first one, which is cosine power 2 theta plus sine power 2 theta equals 1. And second one, 1 plus tan squared equals sec squared. Third one, cotan squared plus 1 equals cosec squared. Okay? Let's take some examples. Here, simplify. Number 1, sine theta plus cosine theta all power 2 minus 2 sine theta cosine theta. We want to simplify this. Okay, first write the three trigonometric identities. As we said here, let's remember, first we have cosine power 2 theta plus sine power 2 theta equals 1. Second one is 1 plus tan squared theta equal sec squared theta. The third one, 1 plus cotan squared theta equals cosec squared theta. Okay, here we have sine, cosine. So we talk about the first one. Okay, here we have bracket all power 2. Okay, factorize. Here we have all power 2. So first power 2, which is sine power 2 theta, plus second power 2 cosine power 2 theta Here we have in the middle plus. So plus 2 by first by second. 2 multiply first multiply second, which is sine theta times cosine theta, which is sine theta cosine theta. Okay, don't forget to write here minus 2 sine theta cosine theta. What did you notice here? Here we have positive 2 sine cosine theta, negative 2 sine theta cosine theta. Cancelled, it will be 0. So the result here will be sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta. What did you notice? Here is the first identity, which is 1 equals 1. So the result here will be 1. Okay? Another one, number 2. Also simplify. Here we have 1 plus tan squared theta over 1 plus cotan squared theta. Okay. Here 1 plus tan squared. Okay. We said before tan equals sine over cosine. Okay. So and also we have here the second trigonometry. Here 1 plus tan squared equals 6 squared. Okay, so substitution from the numerator here, 1 plus tan squared equals 6 squared over 1 plus cotan is the third one. It will be here 1 plus cotan, it will be cosec squared. So substitution here, cosec squared theta. Okay, here sec squared. What's the meaning of sec squared? Sec squared, it's reciprocal of cosine. So here sec squared equal 1 over cosine squared theta. Here the division here or fraction here, it will be divided. Okay? Cosec squared, it means 1 over sine squared. Again, here we have numerator sec squared. Sec squared, it means 1 over cosine. Here divided, here ahead divided. Cosec squared, it means reciprocal of sine. 1 over sine squared. Okay? Okay. Here, we said before in the division, make it multiply. So here write 1 over cosine squared theta as it is. Division here, it will be multiply and reciprocal. Here 1 over sine squared, it will be sine squared over 1. Okay? So we have here 1 times sine squared over cosine squared times 1. It will be sine squared theta over cosine squared theta. Sine over cosine equals what? Equals tan. Here power 2, so it will be tan power 2 theta. So the result here will be tan power 2 theta. Okay? Here, prove that. Number 1. Cosine squared theta over 1 minus sine theta equals 1 plus sine theta. Also here write the trigonometric identities. Here we have sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equals 1. 1 plus tan squared equals 6 squared. 1 plus cotan squared equals cosec squared. Okay? Here we have proof that cosine squared theta over 1 minus sine theta equals 1 plus sine theta. Here, first take the left hand side. Okay? So first take the left hand side. We want to prove that the left hand side equals the right hand side. So here, left hand side equals cosine power 2 theta over 1 minus sine theta. Okay. Here, what about the right hand side? The right hand side, it will be sine theta. So we want to remove cosine to be sine from the first trigonometric identities. As we said, here, cosine power 2 theta equals what? move sine theta in the other. So cosine power 2 theta, it will be 1 minus sine power 2 theta over 1 minus sine theta. Okay? Okay. Here's the numerator here will be difference between two squares. Let's remember difference between two squares, like for examples, if we have x power 2 minus 4. How to factorize this? Here we take the square root of the first x and x, square root of second 2 and 2, one positive and the other negative. Here is similar. Here we have 1 minus sine power 2, so we have here open two brackets. Square root of 1, 1 and 1. Square root of sine theta and sine theta. Here positive and here negative. And denominator write as it is. Okay, what did you notice here? Here we have 1 minus sine theta over 1 minus sine theta cancelled together. So here we have the remainder will be 1 plus sine theta. What did you notice? Here is the right hand side. So we get here the left hand side equals the right hand side, which is cosine power 2 theta over 1 minus sine theta equals 1 plus sine theta. Okay, let's take the last one. Number 2. Prove that tan theta plus cotan theta equals sec theta cosec theta. Okay, first, as we said, take the left hand side, which is tan theta plus cotan theta. What about the required sec and cosec? So remove tan theta and write sine theta over cosine theta. We said before tan equals sine over cosine. Okay, what about cotan? Cotan, it's reciprocal, so it will be cosine over sine. Okay? Okay, here we have addition to two fractions. Okay, here two fractions here have different denominator. Okay, so we make here, let's take some examples to make it easy. If we have here 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3, here we have different denominators, so we make 2 times 3, it will be 6, and make cross multiplication. 1 by 3 equals 3, plus 1 times 2 equals 2, and get the result. Here is the similar. We have here also different denominator, so write a big fraction, cosine theta times sine theta, and make cross multiplication. Okay, here sine theta times sine theta plus cosine theta times cosine theta. Here dot, it means times. Okay, here sine theta times sine theta, like x times x, it will be x power 2. So sine theta times sine theta, it will be sine power 2 theta. Plus similar cosine theta times cosine theta, cosine power 2 theta over cosine times sine. Okay, from the first identity, sine power 2 plus cosine power 2, here we have here equals 1 over cosine theta sine theta. Okay, it means here 1 over cosine times 1 over sine. 1 over cosine reciprocal of cosine, it will be reciprocal of c sec. Here 1 over sine reciprocal of sine, here s, so reciprocal here it will be c cosec. Okay, so we have here sec theta cosec theta, which is the right hand side. So we get here the left hand side equals the right hand side. Okay, let's take the last one, number 3. We want to prove that 1 minus sine power 2 theta 1 minus cosine power 2 theta over tan squared theta equals cosine power 4 theta. Okay, also here get the left hand side to be equals the right hand side. Okay, left hand side here we have here 1 minus sine squared theta. It's the first identity. 1 minus sine power 2, it will be cosine power 2. So remove here 1 minus sine power 2, it will be cosine power 2 theta. Multiply here 1 minus cosine, also it will be sine power 2 theta over tan squared theta. Okay, here to make it easy, cosine power 2 theta times sine power 2 theta and make it divided tan power 2 theta. What about to move tan and write sine over cosine? So we have here cosine power 2 theta times sine power 2 theta divided here tan, it will be sine over cosine. Okay, as we said divided here, it will be multiply and reciprocal. So multiply reciprocal here, it will be cosine over sine. Okay, here we have sine up and sine down cancelled together. So the result will be cosine power 2 theta times cosine power 2 theta. In the multiply, adding the power 2 plus 2, it will be cosine power 4 theta, which is the right hand side. So here we get the left hand side equals the right hand side. Okay? Thank you. Please study hard.